Hi guys, Joe Mineo here from Joe Mineo Creative, and I thought I'd show you what I am doing for my Thanksgiving Day table next week. We're going to start off with this pumpkin. This is a real pumpkin that we just got at the grocery store. We carved it out just like you would do if you were doing a jack-o'-lantern, taking off the top, but we're going to keep the top, we're just going to push it off to the side. We wanted to find a container, or what we would call in the floral industry a liner, that's going to drop right inside, and that's what this is. But you can use a cereal bowl or anything Tupperware that might be around the house. If anything's dropping down too far, we just used a simple piece of styrofoam, just like so, adding our liner and filling our liner with Oasis foam. Most of you know that Oasis foam comes in these bricks. We're going to drop that into water, let it soak to the bottom of your bucket completely. You never want to push Oasis down because it will submerge around, the water will submerge around and leave the inside dry. So you just want to drop it in and let it float to the bottom. We used a little bit of anchor tape onto our Oasis so it would move around, and again we just drop that in. We're going to use our lid of our pumpkin off to the side like that, and we're going to make a floral arrangement. So we're going to start off with some wheat and some cattails. This is wheat that's been bundled up in little bunches like so. What we're going to do is we're going to take our floral tape here, and we're going to cut this off using the one part of the bundle coming out one way and taking the stems, believe it or not, tying them together with a little bit of floral and using them coming out the other side of the pumpkin. So it's going to look like the wheat stalk is dramatically going through the design, even though it's really not. So we'll do it again, going a different way, like so. Take our excess. So. We're going to be using rather inexpensive flowers for the design because we didn't want to do something that was going to be very difficult for you to gather up, or sometimes the budget starts to become kind of high when you're doing floral designs because you really don't know how much you need. So you don't know how much to buy from your flower shop or grocery store. Okay, we'll add that in to the other side. So you see where we're going with all of that? Kind of cool. Alright, so the next flower we're going to be using is a flower that's called Trix. Now, I know this doesn't even look like a flower, but it is considered a floral and not a greenery. It looks like fresh green moss. Isn't that beautiful? And we're going to take that, and our design here is going to be done in groupings. So I'm going to take our Trix, and I'm going to put 3 or 4 kind of going down the middle of the design. On one side, we'll put another one here, like so. Let's see. Let's put another one like that. So you see what we've done there? Created almost a diagonal design right through it. And that should be enough of that with this Trix. Okay, we're going to jump over to, believe it or not, our carnations. I think carnations are really underrated. I think they're a beautiful flower, and believe it or not, it has a great aroma. But I think they've used them over the years in so many inexpensive fashions and inexpensive designs that people sometimes get the effect that it's and it is an inexpensive flower. That's probably a good thing, right? We're going to go through with our carnations, and if you see what I'm doing with my hand, I'm fluffing the carnation to really open it up. It's such a sturdy flower, it can definitely hold up to me being brutal to it. Alright, so we created another line, but going the opposite way. I love this color, this beautiful burgundy purple color. We're going to jump to some daisy palms. This time of year, they're perfect in this rust color. Now, if you notice, I was using scissors. I'm going back to my knife Well, that's certainly not necessary. You can use scissors if you are not used to using a floral knife, because you don't want to cut yourself. And I'm starting to create another line with our daisy palms going another way. So we've already gone down the middle, we're going across, and now we're kind of going from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock. Like so. You know what? I think I should add one more in the middle. All right, great. So you see we only have a couple more little areas to fill in. And we're going to do that with Hypericum berries. This is a really beautiful, beautiful berry. It has a lot of what we call laterals, right, on a stem. Lots of little branches. So you get a lot for your money. And we'll tuck that in into all the spaces where the oasis is still showing, because we obviously do not want to see that. And if you notice, I didn't use any greenery. It's all floral. But because this arrangement is very dense, and I'm kind of doing this moundia design, I don't need greenery. I don't need anything to hide the oasis except for the flowers. All right. And that's our design. Cool? Love it. So I wanted to show you another component to our pumpkin design. This is another version. We started off with our pumpkin just like the last one. We carved it all out, we cleaned it out, our liner, our oasis that we taped in. But if you notice, we went a little bit higher with our oasis. What we're going to do is we're going to attach our lid to the top. Now if you notice, when we did cut the pumpkin in half, we left the lid a little bit taller, and you'll see why. We're going to take hyacinth sticks, add those into the center of our lid, and then those are going to pierce right on top. Just like that. Right? Great. Okay, now we're going to fill this with floral. We're going to do the exact same thing with our same flowers. We're going to use that beautiful tricks we mentioned. And we're going to do that in groupings also, right? So we'll add a piece there. We'll add a stem here. One on this side. Okay. Our beautiful purple carnations. Carnations are coming in such amazing colors now. You probably see them on the street corners or the grocery stores, if not your floral shop. Another one down there. Add those all the way around. Okay, let's go back with a couple blossoms of our daisies, because we want these two arrangements to be cohesive. We want them to match because they're going to be on the same table. I'm not hitting the oasis there. Make that stem a little bit longer. There we go. Now, remember when you're watering your pumpkin, you want to make sure that you're watering inside of that liner. You don't want the water going into the pumpkin because it will rot out the pumpkin very quickly and could easily damage the table that you have it sitting on. A couple more berries, right? And if you notice, that berry really gives it that great texture. Like so. Okay. I'm designing from behind, so I'm hoping that I've got it all filled in on that side. How's that look? Good? Perfect. Okay, so what you see here and what you see here, right? You're going to see it in a minute on our dining room table. So let's go check it out. So here we go, right? Here we are in our dining room, and I wanted to show you how we use these fresh pumpkins with the beautiful floral designs we just made into this really great grand display. So you know me, I'm a simple guy. So this is my dining room table. We just put it in about a year ago, and it's a very, very large table. As you can see, I was able to seat 16 guests at this table, and that was really important to us when we bought the new house. I wanted a nice big dining room area that we can all have the whole family over for Sunday dinner. So as you can see, we've incorporated our fresh arrangements in with these great mercury and glass pumpkins. Now, I've collected these over the years, and I thought this year it'd be really great to kind of bring it all together and incorporate it, something really glamorous, and having the candles reflect off the glass and the mercury, but mixing it in with these fresh pumpkins. It's a really great eclectic look put together. As you notice, we incorporated very simply some bundles of wheat. I'm going to pull one out for you. Just got some wheat at the craft store, put some really great ribbon on it, incorporating those in. And then also cattails, as you can see. Very easily done, a little band of ribbon and incorporating those in. What I love about it is the fact that we're bringing in this natural element, again, with the floral, and then with something that's definitely not organic, the mercury. So we complemented it obviously with votive candles and pillar candles at different levels. One thing I wanted to mention to you was when we built the house and we had the table made, this is a really great looking base and our table is glass. So for the holiday, I didn't want to cover it with the big linen. Instead, what I did is I used these wonderful burlap runners. But instead of having the runner down the center of the table like you normally would, we used them around the perimeter of the table and then did all of our place settings right on the runners. One thing I wanted to mention was Thanksgiving Day china. I'm a complete sucker for holiday china. Those are new for us this year. Little bow on our napkin, really like that. I think it's really important to take the time and the detail to make your table settings really, really special for the holidays. So one thing I want to mention that you probably have noticed is these really wonderful piece of art that we have behind us here. This is a great piece that we had done from a very, very small snapshot. We had it enlarged into this oversized picture. It's my family, my mom and sister, my dad, my brothers and sisters, very close family members, my aunt and my uncle, and this is me in the corner. But when we built the house, Gary, my husband, said, you know, we really should do something really family oriented. So doing this large, oversized picture of the family at the dining room table many, many years ago at our dining room table. So I hope you enjoy our Thanksgiving Day table. Really use your imagination. Think about what you can do to make your table extra special. See you next Thursday.